You believe control keeps you safe. You think that if you plan every detail, anticipate every risk, and hold everything tightly with your mind, nothing truly bad can happen. You schedule your days, monitor your emotions, rehearse conversations, predict outcomes. It feels like strength, like maturity, like being on top of your life. You see people who trust, who let go, and secretly judge them as naive. But deep down, this constant grip on control is not protection. It is a prison. It does not keep chaos away. It just keeps you in a permanent state of tension. Control is the mind's favorite lie. It promises safety in exchange for endless effort. You tell yourself, if I just work harder, prepare more, fix everything now, then I will finally relax. But that moment never really comes. There is always another variable, another risk, another what if. Life does not obey your spreadsheets and strategies. It flows, shifts, collapses, rebirths. When you try to lock it into place, you do not create order, you create inner conflict. You start fighting reality itself, and reality always wins in the end. Why do you cling so tightly? This did not appear out of nowhere. Often, it starts in childhood, in homes where stability was not guaranteed. If the world felt unpredictable, if adults were inconsistent, if safety could vanish without warning, your nervous system adapted. Maybe one parent was loving one day and explosive the next. Maybe money came and went. Maybe affection was a reward for good behavior, not something steady. So you became the planner, the fixer, the one who watches everything. Control became your invisible armor. With trauma, this armor feels non-negotiable. If trust was broken again and again, your body learned that surrender equals danger. Letting go meant getting hurt. Being open meant being abandoned, shamed, or blindsided. So you armored up quietly. You learned to control your schedule to avoid chaotic people. You controlled conversations to stay likable and never too much. You controlled your body, your appetite, your emotions, so you would not scare anyone away. That armor once saved you, but now it also cages you. Perfectionism is another mask of control. On the surface, it looks like high standards and excellence. Underneath, it often hides a deep fear of not being enough. If you grew up praised only when you performed or punished when you failed, your brain linked mistakes to rejection. Now you try to think and plan your way into a mistake-free life. You rewrite messages 10 times, over-prepare for everything, avoid new things you cannot guarantee you will excel at. It feels like responsibility, but often it is just fear wearing a nice outfit. In relationships, control shows up in subtle and not so subtle ways. You might always need to know where the other person is, what they are feeling, if they are pulling away. You read into every delay, every silence, every shift in tone. You might test people, withdraw slightly to see if they chase you, or over-explain everything so there is no room for misunderstanding. On the outside, it can look like caring a lot, but at the core, it is often about managing threat, about never being surprised again by rejection or abandonment. There is also emotional control. You monitor your own feelings constantly, judging which ones are acceptable and which ones are too much. Anger might feel dangerous because it once led to conflict. Sadness might feel weak because no one held you when you cried. So you numb, rationalize, and push things down. You try to control what you feel and what others see. But emotions do not disappear because you manage them. They sink deeper, where they start driving your life from the shadows. Spiritually, the illusion of control is separation from the deeper flow of life. It is the belief that you are a small, isolated self that must fight the universe to get what it wants. You think, if I do not hold everything together, it will all fall apart. So you rely only on effort, strategy, and willpower. You do not leave space for guidance, intuition, synchronicity. You might say you believe in something greater, but your nervous system behaves like you are alone against everything. That inner split is exhausting. The dark side of control is that it quietly kills spontaneity and joy. You stop taking chances because you cannot script the outcome. You stop trying new things because you might not be great at them immediately. You turn simple experiences into tasks to manage. A dinner becomes a performance. A trip becomes a project plan. Even rest becomes something to optimize. You can be in a beautiful moment and still feel tense because your mind is scanning for what could go wrong next. Control also isolates you. When you believe you must manage everything, you struggle to receive help. You do not fully delegate. You do not fully lean. You might say, "I am fine," when you are clearly not, because admitting you need support feels like losing control of the narrative. Slowly, people feel like there is no real space to show up for you. They sense you are always handling it. On the outside, you look strong. On the inside, you are lonely and tired. And here is the twist. The more you try to control, the less true influence you actually have. Your energy goes into worry and micromanagement rather than genuine creation and presence. You become reactive, always putting out mental fires you started with your own catastrophizing. You miss real opportunities because you are busy trying to prevent imaginary disasters. True power is not in gripping tighter. It is in knowing where your power really is and where it is not. Surrender is deeply misunderstood. You might hear that word and think of giving up, being passive, letting life walk all over you. But surrender in a psychological and spiritual sense is very different. It is not abandoning responsibility. It is releasing the illusion that you can and must control everything. It is discerning what is truly yours to hold and what never was. It is saying, "I will show up fully, but I will not pretend I own the outcome." On a nervous system level, surrender is a shift from constant fight or flight into a state of trust and openness. It is when your shoulders drop slightly, your breath deepens, you stop scanning the room for hidden threats. You give your body permission to exist without always bracing for impact. In this state, you think more clearly, see more options, and connect more honestly. Ironically, you become more effective when you stop clenching so hard. So how do you begin to move from control to surrender without swinging to the other extreme of apathy or chaos? It starts with honest observation. Notice when the urge to control rises in small situations. The need to rewrite a simple message 5 times. The compulsion to stalk someone's online activity. The impulse to plan every hour of a day off. Pause and ask, what am I afraid would happen if I did not manage this? Name the fear specifically. I am afraid they will think I am stupid. I am afraid they will leave. I am afraid if I rest, I will lose everything. When you put words to it, you often realize the intensity of your control does not match the reality of the moment. You are not just responding to now. You are responding to then, to past pain still living in your body. This awareness does not magically fix it, but it loosens the spell. You stop believing every signal of danger is truth. Next, bring the body into the process. Control lives in muscles and posture, not just in thoughts. When you catch yourself gripping, literally check your body. How are your shoulders? Your jaw? Your hands? Are you clenching, holding your breath, sitting on the edge of your seat? Gently soften one area at a time. Take a slow breath in through the nose, and then a longer exhale out through the mouth. Tell your system, we are safe enough in this moment. Practice micro-surrenders daily. Let someone else choose the restaurant. Do not over-explain yourself in a message. Send the email without rereading it 10 times. Sit in silence for a few minutes without touching your phone or planning your next move. When discomfort arises, instead of fixing it immediately, stay curious. Where do I feel this in my body? What story is my mind telling? The more you survive these tiny releases, the more your nervous system learns that letting go does not equal death. With bigger issues, you can use a simple framework: action, acceptance, and allowing. First, ask, is there any concrete action I can take here that is healthy and aligned? Take it. Then, whatever remains outside your control, name it. This part one cannot force. That is acceptance. Finally, practice allowing the discomfort of not knowing, not deciding, not controlling the rest. Let the unanswered space exist. This is where surrender lives, and it is also where intuition starts to speak. In relationships, surrender means moving from control to communication. Instead of silently trying to shape someone's behavior through tests, guilt, or withdrawal, you speak your truth. You say, I feel anxious when I do not hear from you because of my history. Can we talk about it? You ask for clarity instead of assuming. You let people show you who they are, instead of trying to script them into your fantasy. This is riskier in the short term, but far more peaceful long term. Spiritually, you can create rituals that anchor surrender into something tangible. Before sleep, write down what you are obsessively holding: worries, outcomes, people, timelines. Then say out loud, I release what is not mine to control. You can imagine placing these things into a river or into the hands of something greater than you understand. In the morning, instead of asking, "How do I control today?" ask, "How can I co-create today? What is one aligned step I can take?" Watch how life responds as you loosen your grip. You might notice small synchronicities, the right message at the right time, an unexpected opportunity, a difficult situation resolving without your intervention. This is not magic in a childish sense. It is what happens when your energy is not fully consumed by resisting what is. You have more presence, more listening, more openness to possibilities you could not have thought of alone. The illusion of control kept you alive once. It was a brilliant adaptation to environments where surrender truly was dangerous. Honor that part of you. It is not your enemy. It tried to be your protector. But now, in many areas of your life, it is outdated. It blocks the intimacy, creativity, and peace you say you want. You do not need to destroy your controlling part. You need to show it there is a safer way. Surrender is not the end of power. It is the beginning of your real one. Real power is not the ability to force every outcome. It is the capacity to stay rooted in yourself when outcomes change. It is the trust that whatever happens, you can meet it, feel it, learn from it, and still be you. It is the quiet confidence that you are held by something wider than your personal plans, even when your plans fall apart. If this touches something in you, it is because a deeper part of you is tired. Tired of gripping so hard. Tired of living braced for impact. Tired of performing control instead of experiencing life. That tiredness is not weakness. It is wisdom. It is the part of you that is ready for a different way. If you want more on releasing old patterns of control, healing trauma, integrating your shadow, and learning to trust your nervous system and your intuition again, subscribe to this channel. Like this video if you recognize yourself in these patterns. Share it with someone who carries the world on their shoulders and does not know how to put it down. You were not born to manage life like a project. You were born to participate in it, to move with it, to dance with it. And sometimes, the most powerful thing you can do is open your hands and let yourself be carried for a while.